Hi everyone and welcome to a stash busting video. So this is just using a 6x6 pad and we're going to use this little 2x3 photo and a big title. So not only are we using up our 6x6 pads that sometimes get ignored in our stash, we're also using up those random thickers by making a long title with different thickers in each word. So I'm just going through the 6x6 pad and working out what colours, what pages I'm going to use to back my photo. And you can see I'm just randomly cutting. I'm not worrying about everything being too straight or anything like that. I did see this and I thought it'd be cool to cut apart some of these pieces to add as embellishments. I hadn't pulled out any embellishments to go with this layout. I hadn't really got that far in my thinking, but once I found this, it was handy. I cut this little sun out. Is it a sun? This ticket, which was cut off the edge, but it didn't look so out of place. And then I think a third one, because it's always nice to have three. Plus, I just thought they looked really, the three that I picked worked really well with this photo of my son with a gigantic burger, which is actually a kid-sized burger, at our favourite restaurant or cafe. Well, it's actually a cafe, bar and restaurant. That's what it says on the menu. It's like crazy. It's good. It's awesome. So just going to bring in some of this darkness to it. I've got the thickers to the side there. I've pulled out my title. It says as big as my head because that burger pretty much is. And I've just done it so the red, then the gold thickers, the yellow, black, and then the green, limey green. So that way it just went really well with this 6x6 pad, and it just ties it in without having to think about it too much. The good thing about this 6x6 pad that I picked, what is it, Capture, apparently. It's an older one obviously, but it's got a whole brilliant pile of colours and very different patterns on each of them that it's so nice to coordinate. The good thing about picking a 6x6 pad for stash busting is obviously that you don't have to think about things matching because they're going to go together. You can always make embellishments by either cutting them out like I did with the cut apart sheet, or use my punches, or you could just get a bit inventive with that process if you want to add more embellishments. But I kept this one simple, just with this brilliant layering, a big title, and those three little pieces. So you see there, I'm just cutting them down, just layering so that it's got a bit of interest in different positions, not just all in the same kind of layering situation, because this and the title are going to be the focal points. 6x12 paper cardstock in the background, so that's the size of the layout. But if I just wanted it to pop and be a focal point on the page, so that's where the thoughts with all this brilliant layering is. So you can see there, I'm just making sure that my title is going to fit there. I don't want it to stand by itself as such. I'm happy for it to overlap the layering because that will make it transition into it. But we see how we go once we tighten up all these layering and glue it down. So you can see I'm just using one little strip of double-sided tape and putting them down. I don't worry too much. Sometimes I get a bit sticky, happy with the double-sided tape, but other times it's just like I just want to get that layering on there. I'm pretty sure that, my scrapbooking's for me. It's the process and the creativity outlet. Yes, it's good to keep things documented and the boys go through them every now and then, or myself, but if in 20 years time I've moved on and we need to declutter, or if I die or something, hopefully not that early, but I don't want them to be a burden. I want them to be just the process of creating. You think about it like just trying to think of a different hobby where you don't keep everything, you just do it for the fun of it. And well, I guess I don't know, we keep all our stash. I'm just getting deep in thought, and my thoughts aren't really putting all those things together, but you know what I'm trying to get at in terms of not everything has to be kept for 50 million generations. There's always taking photos, because I take photos of like 90% of my layouts because I share them over on social media or here on YouTube. I guess YouTube's a type of social media probably. But so I do have them there as a digital copy if I wanted to be philosophical and keep them all that way. But I do like the look of touching all the physical product. My dad did ask me why not just go digital and save a whole pile of money and space and stuff. But one, I already look at a computer enough, and two, I like touching and playing, especially the mixed media. I just couldn't go digital. How about you guys? So you see there, I've skipped ahead. I've stuck down my photo, stuck down the title. You didn't need to see all that, surely. And I'm just working at adding these 3 little pieces. And then I'm just gonna, just those finishing touches, like, because those photo layers are working so brilliantly. Other than the white space above and below needs to be addressed, I think we're looking pretty good. So I'm going to pull out some blue and write "Oh my God," or OMG, I should say, above on the title. Kind of needs a comma. I don't know if I put one in or whether I will put it in when I go back to add it to my album. At the moment it's sitting in the pile next to my desk to make sure if I need it for photoing, I was going to say, to take a photo of or whatnot. Plus, you know, the album is just so far away to pack it away, surely. Adding just an exclamation mark with my Sharpie pen. And then I figured I would address the top and bottom whiteness by adding some of the same papers in a rough border edge. So just the top and the bottom. I don't want to do the sides. And I'm just using the same papers from the same 6x6 to put them down, up and above. So thankfully I moved it so that we could see it. Anyway, so this is what, day 4. Fortunately a little bit late, but forgive me. It was my son's birthday that day and I stupidly forgot to schedule it and voice over it first before I schedule it. But I'm getting there, and we'll have a couple of videos up today so that we can catch up, because the 4th is my son's birthday, the 5th is my birthday, and then it was the weekend where we got a bit celebration happy, I guess. So playing a little bit of catch up. I did film everything and I'd semi-edited a lot of them, but the voiceovers take a little bit longer if I haven't done them in real time. So sometimes that's the process that I like to do at the end of the day, and other times I'm like, you would not make sense of me worse than I already don't make sense on most voiceovers, I'm sure. So anyway, forgive me. Hopefully for the rest of the month I will be right once we've caught up in these last couple of days. So just layering some of the pieces over. Some are a bit wider than others and some are overlapping. It's just that little point of difference, like the layering behind the photos. So that just ties it in so well rather than it being just one colour. But also that's a good trick to use the 6x6 papers, because you could do this on a full 12x12 paper as a border, just using the 6x6 papers if that's the patterns that you wanted or had. But just doing it this way means that you can just have those little strips here, there and everywhere and make it look cohesive and like you meant it to be that way the whole way along. So just finding the last little piece, I wanted to put 3 up the top. I'm just going to put this green stripe up there, and that's going to finish it off. I don't even reach for my enamel dots. I don't reach for any ink splatters or anything. It just was very simple. So pretty much you could, if you're making like a page kit, you could pull out 6x6 paper pad, a photo and a title, and you'd be, or even just a packet of thickers, and you'd be laughing. Like, you don't have to think about it that hard at all. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video today, and leave me some love down below. Like and subscribe and comment. I'll catch you tomorrow's video. Bye.